right, world. This is, I want to say episode 2, but episode 1 didn't upload for whatever fucking reason. Apparently YouTube's got time limits. Yeah, I'm just off work, headed to this little doctor's appointment I gotta go to. Nothing serious. But yeah, I guess I'm gonna talk about, the fickle nature of people. Had a wonderful event today go down at the job. Fucking one of the guys who thinks he's in charge just seems to be driving the guy who's actually in charge up the wall, and it's starting to come to a head. And it's like the guy who thinks he's in charge just runs him through the ringer. And mind you, the guy who's in charge has way more time on what we're doing over anybody there. And it's like a constant power struggle. And it's very crazy. And I don't really get it, but, whatever. So, it's like, you just keep running this man through the ringer for what? I don't see the point. I don't really get it. So, like I always do, I just stay to myself and don't pick sides, because one, it doesn't really have anything to do with me per se, because I've been doing what I'm supposed to, because I like to keep the lights on in my house, and having a roof is awesome. So keep your mouth shut and your eyes open, do what you're told, basically. And that's how I've been carrying it. And it's really crazy to see that it doesn't seem like there's any kind of personal beef other than, oh, I'm scared or something, and I don't want to take advice from you because you ain't been doing this forever. So I don't know. I just don't understand why you would give the guy who has more experience such a rumble and tumble of a job versus just doing the little bit of work that we actually have to do on this job, and instead of making my day a living hell because I have to be in the crossfire about this guy and that guy, and it gets old. So yeah. I guess today we will talk about I don't know, of how the energies and the people that you keep around you will project out into your life, and they will become you. I personally believe that this life is all about energies, and what you put out is what you get, and nothing is set in stone. And it may be this one day, but tomorrow it may be completely turned upside down. So you basically just got to grab your goals and stick to them. I say that, I believe it, but, as with anybody, I'm not perfect, and I do falter from this line and find myself in situations where, had I not been so charged, I would have gotten better results. But, as with anything, it takes time, and you're working on yourself. Better for yourself, better for tomorrow, better today, all that shit. But yeah, the people you keep around you, they influence your life. And I hate to say, if you are with somebody who ain't shit as far as not doing anything with their life, not wanting anything, just not striving to do more for themselves, then you find someone who is just twirling in the wind, and by association, you'll end up twirling yourself from all of the tail draft coming off of them. So you have to choose. You got to pick and choose the energies you want around you, because not all energies are good. Not all energies are good, and not all energies are have malintent. Some energies are misunderstood, and you may meet someone and think, oh, I fucking hate this person, and they, things change, or vice versa. Or even in situations I've been in, you meet somebody, whatever, you cool, but then afterwards falling out, and later on it's repaired. But it's usually because the energies were great, and it was something, positive, something motivating you towards moving forward, as in being a better individual, and helping you to gain that energy. Basically, the people and the energies you keep around you are pretty much your stepping stones. So if you keep nothing but positive individuals, you will have nothing but positive reinforcement around you in order to move up. And vice versa, you have negative energies all around you, all you can think is negativity, and it spews from you like a sickness. You may not even notice it. It just starts to become you. You become what you didn't want to be. You may even be moving up, but because you keep a certain energy in your life, you never go anywhere. And it seems as I get older, I notice that the more and more I think like this, the more my guests and I'm more reaffirmed from just interactions with other people, other places, just being around things, because just about everything gives off an energy. And you know, with that being that everything gives off an energy, everything has its own pole, and one pole may not be lined up in the direction you want to go, and you may just be just spinning backwards. You think you're going forward, and you actually end up flipping, and you're going backwards, because opposite ends attract. And if you're going up and you catching the tail end of going up for them, you'll do nothing but repel until you flip and you start to point down versus up. And same with vice versa. If you're a positive individual and you see someone else positive, opposite poles attract. So your up will kind of not so much, but figuratively latch on to their tailwinds of positivity, and you'll have no other direction other than being updrafted up and moving forward and becoming what you really want, as far as any particular situation that deals with this energies. Like, if you associate yourself with nothing but people who aren't going anywhere, they're not doing anything, but you are doing something, at some point you're going to get drugged down to that pit, because it's only going to reflect that you may be a good person or doing good things and positivity, but if all of your crowd is nothing but negativity, or not shit, don't want to do shit with their lives, then you're only going to put out that energy, and everyone's going to assume that's what you're about, which is fucked up, but that's the way of the world. So yeah, choose wisely, people. Think about your actions, because sometimes energies are more important than, I don't know, words. It's a whole lot to it. It's deeper. It goes deeper than just words, or a quick moment, or just one event. It's a whole grand scheme of things. And you just got to remember that, people. You got to always remember that the goal is moving forward, and you can't move forward if somebody's holding you back. A bird's not going to fly if it's overweight. A boat's not gonna float if it's overweight. You know, And if you're drugged down by these negative energies, all you do is pull yourself down into a place that you don't want to go. And it can be blinding, and it could happen overnight. You could wake up one day on top of the world and go to sleep and wake up at the bottom. Like 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 that, just like that. And nobody's gonna bat out or lose a wink of sleep over it, because it's one of the decisions you made. You can always change those decisions, but it's always harder to work from defeat than just working fresh. But at the same time, working for defeat also works in your favor, because Now that you realize you've tasted what it's like to be this bottom individual, you now see that that isn't what you want to be. And it makes you either buck up and make a change that's, going to benefit you, or you spiral down and just fall through the cracks. And you got to remember, people, no one wants to fall through the cracks, not voluntarily. So think about what you ingest. Think about the people you keep. Think about what you do. Just you got to think it through. You always got to think through. And some stuff you can't think through, and you shouldn't lose life over overthinking. But it's always got to be a grand scheme of things. There's always got to be a master plan as far as what you want to do. And if you're going out to play, I don't know, let's say you're just going out to play ball, I don't think you're going to be well equipped with a team that's nothing but football players and only football players. I don't think you're going to have, well, you may have a couple luckies, but, versus having a team that's been trained specifically for basketball, you are going to basically be playing with amateurs. And, sometimes it doesn't always work out like that, but normally that's the name of the game, that, you got these amateurs in here, and the professionals, the people who are staying in there positivities, you just see them drawing further and further away. The scoreboard just getting higher and higher, and that little molehill turns into a mountain just because your arsenal isn't equipped to handle the situation. So you got to think about that kind of stuff, people. You gotta make this fucking life what you want, because life is literally what you make it. Life is. And from whatever day you decide, it starts then. Like, there's no start and stop date for anybody. Everything happens for different people at different times. Like, as they say, there's late bloomers and all that stuff. It's not a late bloomer if, that's what you do. That's just how you bloom. I mean, you can turn it all around. It ain't over till it's over, so make every day count. You got to make everything count. You got to make the most of everything. Make sure that you're doing what you want to do, when you want to do it, how you want to do it. Not to say that you can always do that, but that should be your number one priority, is to do the things that better my life, better my surroundings, and better the lives of the people around me. You got to stay positive always, because things will happen that'll try to discourage you, and it'll seem like you're losing, you're going down, but all that going down means is, I got to take the stairs because this particular elevator is broken. Take the stairs down to the next floor on the second elevator shaft and start going back up, because a setback is just it's just an experience to realize where you made your mistakes, realize what you can do to get out of those mistakes. And like with everything, if you don't succeed the first go round, try again, because a lot of life is hard work and dedication. You have to make a decision and stick to it. And I'm not gonna lie, I ain't the best person at doing that kind of stuff, but like I said, it's a art. You got to take the time. You got to do what's right for you. But anyway, let me go on and get in here. You guys have a great one. This particular episode had a pretty decent topic, and that's that. All right, YouTubers, have a good one.